Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
In a world of breathtaking models and the beautiful people, Academy Award winner Faye Dunaway is photographer Laura Mars. Her work, the subject of controversy. Tommy Lee Jones is Detective John Neville, intrigued by her photographs for his own reasons.
These are police photographs. They are strictly our own material. They were never published anywhere at all. So my question is very simple.
Why are my photographs so much like yours?
That's right.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast that wouldn't die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Whoop!
This week on the podcast, we're discussing the 1970-something horror classic. It's like a crime thriller. The Eyes of Laura Mars with Faye Dunaway, Tommy Lee Jones, Raul Julia. The list goes on and on. For God's sakes! It's good stuff. Each week on the podcast that wouldn't die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest?
Bro, not a goddamn thing, except that I'm out of work in 3 days, and then a week from Friday, I'm flying to Norway. It's going to be 50 degrees, and I'm going to live my best life.
I got 2.5 weeks of school still, so
I'm never coming back. I'll be dancing on your grave from there.
I feel like I watched. No, it wasn't a Norwegian movie. It was a Finnish movie. I watched a Finnish movie. It was a Christmas horror movie called Rare Imports, where they find Santa buried in a mountain. But Santa's really more like Krampus, and the shit goes down, and it's Finnish.
That sounds familiar. Did we watch that together? That sounds familiar.
We did not. We did not. But it's not Norwegian, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
No, it doesn't, since Norway and Finland are different countries.
They are different countries, I hear, right? Sweet Jesus. So, I mean, we're getting ready for the summer, and what people don't realize is when the summer hits us, we kind of scatter to the four winds. So we have to make sure we've got enough episodes banked. And I have to edit like 3 or 4 episodes in a row and get them loaded.
I am doing my best, but my partner in crime is very busy.
I got shit to
do. Instead of doing 2 in 1 week, we're just going to record 2 over 2 weeks.
We'll see.
Fantastic.
We'll see. I'll look and see what we've got. I usually, there's a whole algorithm that I use to figure out how many do I actually need, because we usually have like 6 or 7 in the can, right? That's how far back or far ahead we record.
We literally need to record 2 more this week, and then like 2 next week. You are dragging your ass.
I'm gonna try.
I am gone till the 26th of June. The 30th through the 6th, I'm with mom and dad. Okay. I come back for 2 days, and I'm in Arcata for a week.
So when are you leaving? Tell me one more time so I can write this down.
June
when are you?
6th.
June. Okay, that's a week from Friday.
Yes.
Okay, so you're around until then, correct?
Yes. We need to bank 4 more movies.
Okay. I'll do my darndest.
Abandon your wife, abandon your children, as I do with my child. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's scratching at the door. I don't know, but I've locked it.
Unclear what's happening. Sweet
Yeah.
Jesus. Aaron, give us your 30-second synopsis of The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Famous fashion photographer who likes to shoot people dead, not unlike your sister. I'm always dead in my pictures. Starts having these spells where she's looking through someone else's eyes, and it's the eye of a killer. It seems very giallo. Not enough blood in this movie, though, to be Italian. And she has police protection. And as one did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you immediately start sleeping with a police officer that is meant to protect you, and nobody else on the squad. It's cool. Wham, wham, wham. All the models start disappearing and getting killed. Everybody's getting killed. People are stalking her and her fantastic studio that's on the docks. Oh my God. I would love to live over there. And multiple personalities. Bang, bang, you're dead. Not her, though.
This, I mean, honestly, the ending, I was just sitting there, mouth agape, going, what the f***?
This is an amazing movie that I love very much, and they threw so much fucking money at this. They've got Barbra Streisand singing the beginning and end, and they keep referring to that song all through it. I mean, it was bang. They just backed up the fucking truck for John Carpenter. You also have licensed other current hits all through this shit. I'm like, normally, and when you get to the 80s in slasher movies, it's some vaguely synth shitty music.
Some bullshit made up. Right, crapola.
This is Barbra fucking Streisand.
Right. Well, what's interesting, there's a lot that's interesting to this. You mentioned John Carpenter. He is credited as the screenwriter for this movie. He did not direct this. But they said that his script went through multiple rewrites, which changed like huge swaths of it, including who the killer is.
Oh.
Right. So I wonder he doesn't really claim this as his story. Number one. Number two, this was produced by John Peters. John Peters was famous because he was Barbra Streisand's hairstylist.
Oh my!
I'm not joking.
/ director.
Hairstylist / live-in lover / now he's a movie producer. Because when you're Barbra Streisand, you can just say, "Hey, my boyfriend is now the producer of this movie."
That's right, and director and starring in.
He did not direct it because when you start directing, you need actual talent, right? You can be a producer sitting in the back on a chair eating bonbons, be like, "Hey, yeah, sounds good, babe. You're looking good there, Bob." Right? 100%. This was originally going to be a Barbra Streisand movie, which is why she sings the theme song. It was supposed to be a Barbra Streisand movie. She pulled out for one reason or another.
What?
But John Peters.
She was going to play the Faye Dunaway part?
She was going to be Laura Mars. Yes. Yes.
I don't think she has the chops. No, I like Faye in this. I like Faye. So and we have to give her credit because she looks normal. I mean, Mommy Dearest destroyed her career and made her an icon at the same time.
Look, here's the thing. Faye Dunaway honestly had a very small window where she was like, ooh la la, Faye Dunaway. When she was cast in Bonnie and Clyde opposite Warren Beatty was like, he was concerned about having her cast. Number one, she wasn't a big name at that point.
Right.
And he thought she was too beautiful. That the Bonnie Parker is supposed to be kind of innocent girl next door type. Not this.
Has no one ever seen pictures of her because she don't look so innocent holding the gun? And Clyde Barrow was not that attractive, and you had Gene Hackman in that, and we all loved Gene Hackman.
Absolutely. So she had this moment where it was like she was in 3 Days of the Condor with Robert Redford. She was in Network, which was a huge thing. But after Network, her star started to fall because at this point she's approaching 40.
Right.
Again,
Oh, God.
approaching 40, not 40 yet.
What is this? 77.
Something
So
like
she's
that.
what? She might as well be Gloria Swanson at this point.
She's 100%. She is Grandma Moses at this stage.
But
in the game.
I mean, her acting is fairly tight. It's not crazy like in Mommy Dearest,
Like
where
Mommy
it's
Dearest.
so over the fucking top that
Correct.
it becomes camp.
Correct. And watching this with Tommy Lee, a young Tommy Lee Jones,
Yes.
I
With a
realized
unibrow.
he always rocks that unibrow. He's got two things going for him. He's got a solid unibrow his entire
And he
career.
can cry on demand.
And his skin is awful. Like
His skin is awful. They don't give a shit.
Pockmarked. They did not give a good goddamn. You can
They're
be a
not going to give Faye Dunaway work because she's almost 40, but we're going to make Tommy Lee Jones a sex symbol.
Now, with that in mind, he really didn't become a big star until the 90s. Okay? He was in this movie. He was in Coal Miner's Daughter.
Executioner's Song.
He was in things, but he wasn't a star. Like the first time I literally remember seeing him was in JFK. That was the first time I'm like, oh, that's Tommy Lee Jones. And then he was in The Fugitive, which made him a huge star, basically. Because then he was in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
At that point, he was in everything.
Yeah.
Right after The Fugitive. But he was basically a working actor for 20 years. Trying to get it going.
And by working actor, we don't mean he's a fucking extra. I mean, even when he wasn't like, oh, Tommy Lee Jones, he was still the star of a lot of smaller pictures.
I don't know if I'd say the star. I would say he was a lead, like a big role.
Second lead in this fucking movie, right?
Oh, he is. Absolutely.
77.
Absolutely. So
Executioner's Song.
And I also read, number one, he went to Harvard on a football thing. He played football for Harvard.
And who was his roommate?
Al Gore. Al Gore was his college roommate.
Tommy Lee Jones is.
Absolutely. And do you remember the movie Love Story with Ryan O'Neal?
Yes.
The character that Ryan O'Neal played, Oliver, was based upon Tommy Lee Jones and Al Gore. Just not like
their love affair?
Their love affair. No, just kind of like their vibe as kind of these guys about campus on Harvard kind of thing. I don't think story points.
I need to rewatch this shit.
I'm just saying, love means never having to say you're sorry, Aaron.
That's wrong. First of all,
you
trying to put that shit out, you better motherfucking say you're sorry.
All the time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is a deep pull. No one remembers Love Story, but we're going to talk about it in 20 minutes.
Love Story. I never saw Love Story.
You're talking about the way we were.
I thought you were talking about the way they were.
Way we were with Barbara Streisand and Robert Redford.
I thought we were still on a Barbara. I've actually never seen Love Story. Right. It looks sad.
They're all sad. They're all like these horrible. They actually made a sequel to Love Story with Ryan O'Neal, but it's always like somebody dies in the end. It's like a Nicholas Sparks thing. It's like we love each other, but we can't be together.
I mean, I understand the Nicholas Sparks reference, but I have never read any of those books because they sound terrible.
Have you seen The Notebook?
Never.
I always tell the story. This is years ago. I was a young single dude. I went to the Notebook with two female friends of mine who I worked with.
Of course you did.
And they were sitting there, and I was in the sea of just women crying their eyes out all over. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus.
What have you done? Then you do what I do at Mission Impossible, The Final Frontier, is you just gotta lay back and go into your protective coma. And then you wake up, and maybe Nicholas Sparks' characters are in a World War I ace dogfight.
Why not? Is that too much to ask? No, Nicholas Sparks, it's that same thing where it's like everything's going great. Oh, there's a car accident. Now I'm paralyzed, and I have no memory of you. And credits roll.
I don't want that.
No,
I don't want that.
Who wants that? No one.
I
Anyway,
love Steel Magnolia, but do you know what the worst part in fucking Steel Magnolia is?
yeah.
The
Just
whole
cancer,
Julia
right?
Roberts section. Pull that shit out.
Right.
Because she was a bitch. I didn't care. She was stupid. She got what she deserved. I didn't give a shit about her. I just wanted to meet the interesting, fun friends.
How about Terms of Endearment? Let's talk about that one
Same
for a
thing.
moment. Same
First of all,
goddamn thing.
I've seen so many Deborah Winger movies, and she is always so fucking irritating. You always kind of like, maybe Bud need to give Sissy a little slap. Maybe she was acting up.
That's an Urban Cowboy reference. I get it. The worst or the
I've
best.
seen her in 1,000 movies, and half the time when she's being abused, I'm always like,
Then you'll love An
maybe.
Officer and a Gentleman. But it's the same goddamn thing. Where
Oh
it's
my
just,
God, Betrayed, when she's the undercover FBI when Tom
100%.
Berenger infiltrates, starts sleeping with the dude and realizes he's in the Klan. Black Widow. I mean, I've seen 1,000 Deborah Winger, and all the time you're kind of like, she deserves to be unhappy.
Anywho, good Lord. Do we do the 30-second synopsis of this movie? I don't even remember. We're 20
I don't
minutes
even think
in.
we did. Yes, we did. We did.
Sweet Jesus. Okay. When have you seen The Eyes of Laura Mars before? Do you remember?
I feel like I've seen this before, but I don't remember when.
I had never seen this before.
That's interesting.
This is a brand new thing. But I'm gonna tell you a story. I knew that spoiler alert. I knew who the killer was. Because when I'm kind of like, oh, what's this about? I sometimes will kind of dip into Wikipedia to kind of read it. Like, and I read it like years ago, like 5 or 10 years ago. I'll read the spoilers just to see if it's something worth watching. Because this is not.
Well, you were still gonna watch it. It could have said the most boring piece of shit ever produced in the 70s, but it was still on the list.
I'm going to watch it 100%. Now, this is good to know. You are a photographer. You're an artiste where your medium is photography. So you are the Faye Dunaway character in this movie.
It's true. I'm seeing someone crawling into your kitchen right now. Look out. No! Look out. No, it's funny we're talking about this because now I'm all excited because it's like there's her Nikon. Of course, she has a Hasselblad, and she has the automatic rewinder on her Nikon, which I should take. I have an auto winder for my Canon. Maybe I'll take that and add an extra 10 pounds to my camera when I go on vacation. Right. But the big thing that popped into my head is I'm looking at her pictures from the exhibition, and I immediately know who actually took the pictures.
Look at that.
Helmut Newton.
Who's that?
Helmut Newton is a very famous, he started with fashion photographer, and I have been to many of his shows in Europe. I have some of his books. Yeah. So I'm a big Helmut Newton. All those girls in the car crashes and stuff like that. Fantastic.
Does it reveal me as being an uncultured clod if I looked at those pictures and said, these are bullshit? I was like, really? Is this because it was topless chicks, and then like there's one woman straddling like a bear and strangling the bear and while having sex with it or something. It was nudity. It was bizarre scenes of violence. So is that all?
It literally could be a Prada ad from 1970s Vogue.
Oh shit! There you go.
As a dude, I know you're not looking at fashion magazines, but
not as often as
they come up with all kinds of crazy shit to get your attention. And definitely the European edition of Vogue are much more interesting than, say, American Vogue.
There's a scene, and you can jump in and correct me at any time, where she is shooting like the scene in the middle of New York, right? There's like cars overturned, flames. There's women like fighting each other in like their bras and shit. Is it typically just, hey, you guys just roll around, I'm just going to take some pictures for half an hour? Just do your thing. Is that how it works? Maybe it is.
I mean, that's why she's shooting with the smaller camera with the auto winder, because she can get the action shots. Well, yeah, haven't you ever seen? Did you ever see Star 80? They put on music so you're dancing, so it's a similar vibe. You're looking for action shots. It doesn't look real if you say hold your hand up like you're gonna slap her. Now hold still.
It was just a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
Don't really pull my hair. It was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, the models were arguing about you pulled my hair.
You pulled my
head.
You pulled my hair. Yeah.
Don't you always gotta touch my hair?
So, interestingly enough, is that the makeup artist and the hairstylist were the actual makeup artist and hairstylist for this movie.
Why pay twice?
100%. You're in front of camera and behind camera.
And then I'm trying to think. I think that either the director or producer were personal friends of Helmut Newton and asked him to come up pictures for the show.
So it's called The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Or the book was The Eyes of Mars, which is a rock and roll name.
Correct. But the real reason it's called The Eyes of Laura Mars is for a reason never explained. There's never any justification. Suddenly, she's having visions of a killer, a face like she's seeing the first-person account of a killer killing people that she's shot for her art. Like just people in her orbit, essentially. But there's never a time where it's like, I think if this movie was made today, there'd be 30 minutes of her seeing doctors. Right,
well, she went straight to the police, which seemed like a bad idea.
Right, she tells them, "I'm having visions. I saw it. Oh, you did? Where were you? I was 3 blocks away. Well, how did you see it? Because I have visions. I have visions, officer.
I saw it. Well, who did it? Well, I didn't see that. I just saw the murder. They're like,
Okay, put her in the back of the car, there, Vinny. Yeah,
the
there's
cat.
a lot of that.
So now that you're telling me that the killer. I'm thinking in the original edition, she is the killer and she's the multiple personality.
Ooh.
That's why she's seeing it. What do you think?
I honestly don't know. It's one of those things where
you're like, I honestly don't care.
I don't give a good goddamn. No, it's. I think they were setting it up that it was going to be Brad Dourif, who we didn't even mention, as her ex-con driver. He's in this.
It was never going to be him.
A little too obvious, right? A little too
obvious. He always looks like he's the murderer. He could be in any role. He could be working at Mother Teresa's, saving lepers, and we're always going to suspect him.
Well, and it's almost like by making it. Well, here's the thing. I knew Tommy Lee Jones was the murderer. Okay, so I'm watching. First time we meet him. He's kind of talking shit about the art. Oh, this is all a bunch of BS. You know, it's objectifying women and there's violence and blah, 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 blah. Which you felt was kind of like a peak, right? It's one of those moments where you look back and be like, oh, all the pieces kind of fit together. But it doesn't make any sense.
And then he never says anything like that to her again.
Right. Well, because now he knows who she is.
Yeah.
He's not going to talk shit about her to her face. He thought he was talking behind her back.
He's like, now she can take all the pictures she wants because I'm her bone daddy.
Right. So I'm watching this going, he's the killer. And there are like multiple scenes where it's just the two of them, where no one else around. They're in the forest together. They're naked in bed together doing their thing. Yeah. So it's like, clearly it seemed like they're like, we're going to make a real twist and have the cop who's supposed to protect her also be the killer. But that doesn't make sense because of all the time they've been around each other where it's just the two of them. So now we have to throw in some half-assed, I have multiple personalities. By the way, I haven't demonstrated this. There's been no, discussion of this. It's just suddenly.
I kind of like that. Kill me. And then he snaps, and then she jumps on him and says, I love you. And it kind of like snaps him out. I like that.
That was bullshit.
And then he had tears in his eyes and said, please kill me. And she's like, all right, boom.
All you had to say. Right.
Love you too. Bam.
Right. Well, he's telling her, we caught Billy Bibbit. He was the killer. And we gunned him down.
His name is Billy Bibbit?
That's his character from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, Jesus.
And suddenly he starts telling his own autobiography, where it was just
he slips from him to I, and you're like,
Right.
What?
My mom was a hooker and was bringing dudes home, and then it may have been my dad showed up one day and murdered her because he was upset that I had a full diaper or something along those lines.
Yeah,
and now
it was
I have
bad.
split personalities, something along those lines. No, so you felt that one like had real emotional heft when
Dude, I love this movie. It just needs
shit.
more blood. This is to me. This is like a very tame, sensical, Giallo classic.
Do you think we were ever supposed to really think it was Raul Julia who played her ex-husband?
No, even she did. No one believed it was. No one believed it was him.
And that's the thing. It's like they keep eliminating presenting these kind of unbelievable potential killers
Until there's nobody left.
Unless all they could have done at that point is be like, oh, it's a random person we've never met before who was the killer all along.
That's not going
Right?
to work. Like, even her boyfriend was like, everyone blames you. It's all your fault. I'm like, what the
I could never become a writer around you. You were mean to me all those years.
I just wanted to drink and screw around, and you wouldn't let me. You shrew.
You would get up in the night to your dark room and develop pictures. How dare you? You stifled me. Raul Julia doing it. Because that was a bizarre twist. Because it was like, we've barely met these characters, right? She's talking to somebody, a friend of hers on the phone. And, oh, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. And then it cuts to the friend. She's on the couch, and there's Raul Julia wearing like a silk robe. The problem is, he makes some comment, she's just way too pretty. What do you mean, baby? Why are you upset? Well, I'm going to force myself on you. We're like, who are these people? I don't understand what their relationships are to Faye Dunaway. I don't know what's going on. So, it's madness. It's madness.
I just wanted to know where all the gay people were. This is fashion. It's photography. They all. Is it just Renee we're supposed to believe?
Yes, Renee Auberjonois.
Yes.
Who I only know him because he was on Benson. Do you remember Benson with Robert Guillaume?
Yes.
He played Clayton. Yes. And then later he was on, I think, Deep Star 6 or one of those Star Trek shows in the 90s.
I didn't watch this. I'm sorry.
And, well, prior to this, like he was like in movies before he was on Benson with Robert Guillaume. He was in, oh, crap. Was he in MASH, the movie, if I'm remembering this correctly?
God, I can't remember. I've only seen the movie a couple times, and it's been a long time.
He was in things that I wouldn't have seen at that age, and therefore I only remember him from the sitcom Benson, which was a spinoff of Soap. Bizarre.
I mean, that was probably his biggest thing.
Yes.
No,
100%.
Seriously, that's where most people know him from.
Am I ridiculous that I loved Benson? Like I thought it was a great sitcom.
Okay, the answer is yes. I don't even remember which one is Benson. Is that the one with John Matuzak?
John Matuzak was not on a show, so I don't know.
They had a bunch of football players having their own shows. Is this the one where the football player adopts the little black child?
That was Alex Karras, not John Matuzak.
Is he the guy from Little House on the Prairie?
That's Merlin Olsen. What is happening? Sweet Jesus. No. Okay.
In the 70s, I felt like everybody adopted a small black child as like a status symbol.
It was a thing. We've talked about
it was a thing on TV.
There was a popular show called Different Strokes, where a wealthy white guy adopts two African American brothers, and that was Gary Coleman and the gang, right? When that became a success, I've talked about this before. Alex Karras and his real wife, Susan Clark, who was in Airport 75 for some reason, had a deal in hand. Okay? They were going to star in their own sitcom. And at the 11th hour, the studio says, how about you adopt an African-American boy? Why don't we change it? They literally changed the entire show to now this couple is adopting
to compete
Webster.
to compete with Diff'rent Strokes.
Yes. And they're like, what the? I guess okay.
And then they have to hire these small, tiny people with like kidney disorders or genetic things so they can appear to be 5, but they're really 23.
Correct. You can't just hire a young person. You have to hire a young person with a kidney disorder so they will appear young well into their 50s.
Yeah.
Is what they're going for. When the people playing the parents have long since passed, we still need to have that kid looking like he's 12, is what we're hoping for. So that's not here nor there. And
Like
we talk about
Urkel.
Webster.
Urkel was still on that goddamn show at 45, still with his pants up to his armpits.
He did not have a kidney disorder. Jaleel White, I think, was perfectly healthy. But
he was dressing like a fool, long. I mean, you would have like reached out and gotten your child help if they were still acting like that.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't listen to our podcast prior to this, we often do these stream of conscious bird walks into God knows where and God knows why. Any other thoughts about The Eyes of Laura Mars?
I thought they were doing a good job with their photography because they had a Polaroid Lang camera, the kind you pull out and you count. Yes. Well, I'm sure I've told you this, but I used to have one. I was on the beach one day and I met Malcolm McDowell, and he's the one who told me that they use those cameras for setting up scenes and for photography and stuff. That we had a lovely conversation.
He seems like a delight, if I'm being honest.
Dude, I'll marry him right now.
Did you talk to him about Captain?
Another one. I did not. I was like a freak out. And he had this girl way too young hanging all over him.
That's his move. Good on him.
That's his move. He had in Steenbergen or Bergen had already Splitville.
I don't think they were together for very long. 5 years maybe. And now she's happily married to Ted Danson. So there you go. It all comes around.
Long time. Yeah.
Should we go behind the scenes?
Wait, I have to look at my stuff.
Go look at your stuff.
I'm looking at my notes.
What else you got?
Oh, I said in the 70s, you always have to have sex on a fur coat. That is standard.
It seems like that'd be gross to try to clean, is all I'm saying.
Do you just wait for it to dry and then brush it out?
That sounds like a nightmare. How's that sound?
I was trying to remember the song. It was like, your body, my body, everybody, move your body. And I was trying to figure out what that song is. I'm like, because that's a real song.
I did hear there's some Casey and the Sunshine Band.
There was some credited Casey and the Sunshine Band, yes.
I'm trying to think what else. This was deep disco is when this movie was out. It was all disco town, no question.
All right, here's a weird pull.
Lay it on
There's this at the end when we're at Renee's party, and there's like an older woman with black hair comes out.
Okay.
I immediately tracked her and recognized her, and this is the weirdest thing. Did you ever see Crossing Delancey? Amy Irving.
And years ago with Amy Irving and what's his name? Boone from Animal House.
Ruger.
Peter Rieger.
Yeah. I own it. It's one of my favorite, right up there with Moonstruck and Goodbye Girl. That's my secret collection of porn. So she is in Crossing Delancey, but what she plays is like they're at a deli and this woman comes in and starts singing Some Enchanted Evening.
Okay.
That homeless lady, and then disappears. And that's the same lady. How weird is that?
I would say that's
Paula Lawrence. Paula Lawrence, I was like, I know exactly who that is.
Speaking of weirdness, there's a moment where at the beginning of the movie where Laura Mars, Faye Dunaway, has realized that somebody's just been murdered. The cops are here, like at her big show, and they're interviewing people. And you see a little person walk up behind Laura Mars,
yes,
put his hand on her shoulder, and she says, "Oh, hey, Peter." And he never comes back again, and I have no idea why he's in this movie.
He was there for the photo shoot. You have car crashes and small people. And it's in New York. Why wouldn't there be a small person?
Why not? Indeed, it was just a bizarre moment.
Are you heightist?
Yeah, I am actually.
What kind of racism is this, sir?
It's a racism against short people.
He's like shows up 4 or 5 times in that section of the movie.
He just keeps walking by the camera.
Yes.
It was like, why are you here?
People walking. He's just there.
He's just there. Shall we go behind the scenes?
You know what? Small people, they're just there. I'll have you know that my matron of honor was 4'11", and there you go.
Short queen. There you go.
That's right.
Behind the scenes. This was the first major studio film of writer, director, composer John Carpenter, who wrote the film's screenplay, which was originally entitled Eyes. There you go.
I do like. They should have just called it The Eyes of Mars.
The Eyes of Mars,
and stick with the title of her book.
The tagline for this movie was, "You can't always believe what you see." There you go.
But she could believe what she saw because she saw the people getting killed. So what the does that mean?
Unclear. Barbra Streisand, who was originally attached to star as Laura Mars, sings the theme song "Prisoner" from this movie.
I'm just a prisoner. No, sound great.
This is the only song that Streisand sings for a movie in which she does not appear. There you go.
Okay. Did she write the music for this? Or is this part of John Carpenter's songwriting skills?
Could be.
He now writes for Barb.
He does. Let's see. On-set riffs between producer John Peters and his cast and crew, particularly with lead star Faye Dunaway, were well publicized in the media.
Right on. Such as what? He called her a whore and she threw a drink in his face? What?
Pretty standard.
Is it whatever happened to Virginia Woolf? Tell me. Tell me more, Kevin.
Catherine Deneuve, Jane Fonda, Goldie Hawn, and Diane Keaton were all considered for Laura Mars.
No. None of those.
You mentioned this. Prop photos supplied by Helmut Newton and Rebecca Blake.
Oh, I gotta look up Rebecca Blake then.
Check her out. Faye Dunaway uses a Nikon FM fit with an MD-11 motor drive for her fashion shoots. Does that mean anything to you?
Yep.
Okay, fair
enough. I noticed, like, she had the Hasselblad, and she only used it, like, once. Those cameras are still very, very expensive.
Mad Magazine had a parody of this movie called The Eyes of Lurid Mess.
Love it.
Sweet Jesus. This film cast includes 2 Oscar winners and 1 Oscar nominee. Do you know who they are?
Tommy Lee Jones, Faye Dunaway, and Brad Dourif.
Nicely done. 3 for 3. Right out of the gate. Film debut of Darlan Flugel. Do you know who she is?
No.
She was the blonde model Lulu, who I'm like, she looks very familiar to me. She was in a handful of things in the 80s, including the Billy Crystal, Gregory Hines action movie, Running Scared. So there you go.
No.
No, not helpful.
Okay.
Let's go talk about the cast and crew, shall we?
Let's go.
Directed by Irvin Kershner. You know him.
Is he related to Don Kirshner?
I
used to watch Don Kirshner's rock concert at like midnight.
He directed The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
How about that? Not too bad. He directed RoboCop 2. He directed Never Say Never Again, which was the
Timothy Dalton.
No, this was when Sean Connery came back to be James Bond in an unofficial James Bond movie.
Is this what it was? The Battle of the Bonds?
It was.
Where there were 2 simultaneously.
That's exactly right. It was Never Say Never Again was up against Octopussy. So there you go.
God, what a terrible name.
Who would? He also directed Return of the Man Called Horse and some other random things.
But not The Man Called Horse.
Not
but
The Man
Return of
Called Horse.
Did I tell you I found like some stills from The Man Called Horse at an estate sale? Some photographer had taken. I was like, "Is that fucking Dustin Hoffman?" I posted it on my on the web. Yeah,
Richard Harris was in A Man Called Horse. Dustin Hoffman was in Little Big Man.
Little Big Man. I'm sorry. Little Big.
This is what I do, Aaron.
Sorry,
Let's see.
How my brain work.
I have seen neither of them, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Which is the one where they're hanging by strips of meat from their chest? That's got to be
that. I don't
Man
know.
Called Horse.
Man Called Horse, maybe.
It's one of those two.
Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway played Laura Mars.
Yeah.
You know her from such things as Bonnie and Clyde in 1967,
Yeah.
Network in 1976, Chinatown in 1974, and Mommy Dearest.
She's my sister, my daughter, my sister, my daughter, my sister, and my daughter.
And she was in Mommy Dearest in 1981. Sweet
yes.
Jesus.
She's always so fantastic.
Tommy Lee Jones played John Neville. You know him from such things as The Homesman in 2014. I don't know what
no
that
one heard
is.
of that. That's fake.
He was
Get that off
in
of there.
The Fugitive in 1993.
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men in 2007.
Yeah.
And he was in Lincoln in 2012. Let's see.
Not even a coal miner's daughter mentioned.
Not in the top four. They got the
even
guy
though
with
he
the
looks
Homesman in
so
there.
weird with that bleached hair.
Brad Dourif played Tommy Ludlow. You know him from such things as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He was in Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. He was 1984's Dune. And he was in Exorcist 3, The Gemini Killer. How about that?
Oh, I'm unfamiliar with that little ditty.
I've heard it's, well, from what I've seen, Exorcist 3 is actually remarkably creepy. So there you go.
All right.
Renee Auberjonois played Donald Phelps, the agent. You know him because he was in 71 episodes of Boston Legal. He was in 4 episodes.
Is that the William Shatner thing? Oh,
James
God.
Spader. Yeah.
I love the Spade, you know.
You can't go wrong. He was in 4 episodes of Madam Secretary. He was in something called Certain Women in 2016. And in 1970, he played Father John Mulcahy in MASH.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Now that you say that, I can see that.
I can see it as well.
I have just seen the series. Like, my entire youth was set just watching constant reruns of MASH. It was on every 5 minutes.
It was nonstop. I'm not done talking about him because I'm gonna scroll back because I want to talk about Benson for the next half hour.
Jeez Louise.
He was in where's Benson? God damn it. Where are you at, Benson? I'm gonna keep scrolling until I find a good episode.
Scrolling down the river. Keep scrolling, mofo.
He was the skull in Last Unicorn.
Were you the person who yelled at me for looking things up during the podcast while you scrolling?
He was in 134 episodes of Benson, playing Clayton Runnymede Endicott III from 1980 to 1986. Thank you. Love Benson. Let's see. Who else do we want to know about that's in this thing? Raul Julia.
Yes.
Played Michael Reisler, her ex-husband. Credited as RJ, I said. You know him from Street Fighter in 1994. God. That was his last movie. That's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. What a sad
poor
situation.
Raul. That's not the way you want to go out.
He was in Addams Family in 1990.
He was the sexiest
Gomez Addams.
Absolutely.
Addams Family Values, 1993, and Presumed Innocent, which is a Dynamite film from 1990. He played Harrison Ford's
Kiss of
attorney.
the Spider Woman.
Absolutely. I heard that they're remaking that. Am I insane?
Am I insane? But did he get the Academy Award for that?
I mean, I can look it up. People love
You
it when I
should.
scroll
While we're
through.
looking things up, why don't you look that shit up?
He won 1 Primetime Emmy. How about that? Does that get you something?
No.
No? Not
On
so
your
much.
way. On your way.
I'm looking for anything. Cable Ace, Screen Actors Guild.
No. I thought he won something for Kiss the Spider Woman. Never mind.
No,
Continue
not
on.
seeing it. Anybody else you want to know about in this movie? I think I've talked about everybody pretty much. Darlene Flugel.
No. We've talked about everyone. It's a great movie. The
Fair enough.
70s. It was a magic
Let's look at
time.
the rating.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Eyes of Laura Mars currently have 62% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No.
Do
I
you know what the
reject
audience
that.
gave it?
Yes, an 82.
How about a 42?
No.
No,
Reject. Reject. You're obviously just fooling me. Trying
Let's
to
look
fool
at
me
the-
again.
Let's look at the top critics. Pauline Kael from The New Yorker says, in many ways, it's a subtle, funny movie. How about that?
It's funny. It was a real knee slapper. Many a time I just blew a snot ball right out of my nose from chuckling too much.
I dislocated my kneecap from slapping my knee so hard. Janet Maslin from the New York Times says, in any case, high-minded artistic fluttering, the kind Diane Keaton attempts in Interiors, comes so naturally to Miss Dunaway that Tommy Lee Jones, as a down-to-earth, soothing cop, is not just a good foil, but an indispensable one.
Boo. That seems positive.
That was positive as well. Roger Ebert had a different opinion from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Roger, come on.
He says, Eyes of Laura Mars tries to say serious things about fashion photography, corruption in advertising, and the violence in our society. It does not succeed, but it tries.
Is it saying any of that? What the f***? I think you're saying that, Roger, but I don't think this movie was trying to make any f***ing political statement. Get out of here.
Had a lot of statements. Let's talk to our resident critic in-house.
I'm surprised there's not a real Rex Reed.
Why wouldn't there be, right? Instead, we have to make do with the Stepford Rex Reed, AI Rex Reed. Here's what he has to say. The Eyes of Laura Mars is a fashion-forward fever dream where Faye Dunaway sees murder through a lens smeared with Vaseline and plot holes, all while pretending this isn't just Psycho in a Vogue editorial. Thank you very much.
Dude, that was tight. I like that.
Thank you.
A lens smeared with Vaseline to seal the holes. I like that. That was good. Now, let me ask you this.
Rex Reed. Go ahead.
If this was, we're going to talk about this being Giallo. If this was made in Italy, what would be different? How would this be a real Giallo? It'd be a lot more blood.
It'd be
a lot more blood. And we would see up close and personal the murders.
And the eye trauma. It'd be nonstop eye trauma.
It can't be Giallo without something going in your motherfucking eye.
Absolutely.
Close up. Zoom in.
Absolutely. Fulci did it right. It would have been just eyeballs falling on the floor is what we would have seen.
I'm gonna send an email to Dario Argento and suggest that this is prime for a remake. This needs the Argento touch. Don't you agree?
It couldn't hurt.
I'm writing this down.
I would change the ending.
Email Dario. Should I mail from the school email account to give myself more credibility?
There. I'm a special ed teacher in a California school. I have some thoughts I want to share with you. I'm an idea person.
Or does this all exist inside a snowball in the hand of a child on another planet?
In a snowball. 100%. No question. Aaron, what is your rating for The Eyes of Laura Mars?
I say this is a 4 out of 5. Neo Giallo, knock your socks off. Yeah. Boom!
I'm going to give it a 3.25. 3.25.
I'm sorry. So you like it less than Pitch Black
Yes.
or Pitch Perfect or whatever?
Either at all, or Picture Perfect, that Jennifer Aniston movie. Any of the above. No, it's not. It sounds like I'm saying it sucks. It does not suck. It's not horrible. But it was just kind of like, it didn't quite hit the mark for me, is what I'm saying. I thought the reveal about Tommy Lee Jones, where it's like suddenly he's got split personality, just kind of casually mentioned. The ending kind of f***ed it up for me.
I like my idea. I'm going to mention when I talk to Dario.
Okay.
I'm going to mention that instead of Tommy Lee Jones being the killer, it's sisters, right? She's got the multiple personalities. So what she's seeing is actually what she's doing.
Well, is that the way eyes usually work?
No, but she doesn't realize it's her because it's her split personality. And she's the one who grew up with the trauma, which is why she takes these pictures of death and destruction.
Interesting.
Right?
Could be.
Yes.
It's better than Tommy Lee Jones and his unibrow.
I will include it all, and I will blind CC you once I email Dario Argento.
Let me put this out there. Tommy Lee Jones, one eyebrow, two personalities.
So, do you think the cure would have been a wax strip?
Yes,
that would have brought the two hemispheres together.
100%. The sad situation. Anything else about the eyes of Laura Mars?
Nah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. So, thank you very much. You can find us all across the social media landscape. We're on Threads, Blue Sky, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Check us out. You can
soon we'll be streaming on Twitch live. Look out, kids.
We will not be. You can email us at the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finest podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I am on the gram. Check out the gram. I'm on Blue Skies, but I never check it. I have art on First Dibs and Artsy. Check it out.
As you know, we like to share our friends' thoughts and feelings across. Oh, shit. That's your cue, Aaron. Let's see what they have to say about the show. Lay it on me.
All right. One homie wrote to Kevin, Mike at Jarek Blue Sky. I don't know. Oh, in regards to Reefer Madness, is that what it is?
In regards to Godzilla.
Regards to Godzilla, a pretty incredible movie, and enjoyed the discussion because he listened to our podcast.
That was
very nice. Pete from Middle Class Something or Other. The director said in one interview that it wasn't even 15 million, something like 15 mil. I would love to have received a 15 mil budget for my movie. Love to see the underdogs win.
Boom. Look at that.
Boom.
He's referring, of course, to the fact that they said the budget for Godzilla Minus One was only $15 million. So they're saying it wasn't even that much. And thank you very much, Pete. Pete's been on our show before, by the way, Aaron. So, God damn it.
I barely remember what your name is.
It's a sad
I can't be held responsible.
Clearly not. Anywho, next week we're discussing the horror classic Willard. Willard, starring Bruce Davison and Ernest Borgnine and some other and rats and shit, doing ratsy things. How can you watch Willard, you ask? Now remember, this is the original 1971 version, not the Crispin Glover one from 20 years ago. It is free with a subscription on Prime Video. Boom!
Boom! Finally something free.
It's also free on Peacock. It's on Fandango at Home with ads. It's free on Canopy. It's on Shout TV and Plex
Shout.
and
Shout.
things that came.
Ride it on out.
You
It's the
know
Tears
you
for
make me
Fears
wanna
network.
Shout. Yeah, that's a different song. So check out Willard and send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show.
Now, is the song Ben in Ben or is it in Willard?
I feel like it's in Ben, but I guess we're going to find out. It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Is there
My
a
question
Willard song also sung by Michael Jackson?
Did
Willard,
Michael Jackson,
the two of
us,
us.
you look no more.
No more.
Was it just a bizarre coincidence? Did Michael, because I know Michael Jackson had his own rat named Ben. Was it just a coincidence that they're both named Ben? Or did he name them Ben after the movie or vice versa? I don't know the answer.
Was it a rat? Because I feel like 100 years ago, I watched some bootleg biop on the Jackson family, and it looked like he just picked up an old mouse in his kitchen, and it was
It's
his only
possible.
friend.
They lived in Gary.
Mouse, the two of us. Oh,
It's a sad situation.
Michael
Anywho,
Jackson burning in hell as we speak.
oh, well, probably. So, thank you very much, and be well.
Be well.